And welcome to Kelowna Now Live. It's Jason Mann, and joining me is Steven Hopp with Rutland Medical Pharmacy. Welcome to Kelowna Now.
Thank you very much for having me.
And the occasion we're celebrating is your placement in the Best of Kelowna. Now, this is huge. How many pharmacies would you say in Kelowna?
There's approximately 30 pharmacies. I don't know the exact count, but I know it's close to 30.
Okay, so you're in the upper echelon here with Best of Kelowna, and that's no small feat. Uh, what would you say what makes Rutland Medical Pharmacy unique and different and stand apart and win this type of accolade?
Well, I mean, it almost sounds like a bit of a catchphrase, but I truly believe that we're the best kept pharmacy secret in Kelowna and certainly in Rutland. Um, what we have to offer really is time. And to go back to a little bit of my history, I worked for many, many years in more corporate, big box type pharmacy, where I just found that I just didn't have the time that our clients deserve. And I hear it every day now, working in a small independent pharmacy where I have control over how many people we have to give care to people, to ensure that we have the resources to really give all around good holistic care. I hear daily from customers that, wow, we're so happy we found you. At the previous pharmacy I've been at, I just feel rushed. I have to wait till the next day to get my prescriptions. And you filled it right away, and you are standing here talking to me about my problems. And to me, that just is what people deserve, and a basic service offering that we put people first. As an owner, I put my people first, my staff, but I also put people first, which is the people that come into the pharmacy, because without them, we wouldn't be where we are.
It's funny that you say that. One of my observations was not a single chain was in the Best of Kelowna Pharmacy lineup. Like nobody that won or placed in the top three or four, comes from that sort of larger chain
Yeah.
background, right?
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. And I mean, we're not here to talk about other business models, but I mean, as you said, it's an observation, and there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah. So some questions that are breaking the internet, common searches. I have a couple for you here. So first off, can pharmacists prescribe antibiotics for UTIs?
We sure can. Sometimes people see that and they think we can prescribe antibiotics for everything, and maybe one day, but we can't. Unfortunately, we can't do that now. But it's what the government refers to as a minor ailment. So some time ago, the government brought in legislation where pharmacists could now prescribe for 21 minor ailments and birth control, contraception. So that really is a groundbreaking thing for BC. There's such a struggle for patients, for clients, in terms of access for care. There's not enough doctors out there. There's long wait times. People just can't get timely care. And so these things like urinary tract infections, heartburn, reflux, minor fungal infections, minor muscle pain, eye infections. There's a whole list of 21 ailments that pharmacists can now prescribe for, just like you would get at a walk-in clinic. Only when you come to a place like Rutland Medical Pharmacy, we'll see you right away and take care of you right away for these services.
How do people, if I had one of these minor ailments, how do I know my ailment is on that list? Is there a place to check online?
There sure is. The easiest thing actually is good old Google. If you Google pharmacist prescribing BC, minor ailment prescribing BC, anything like that, it'll come right up to a Government of BC website that lists all 21 ailments and, as I mentioned, birth control that we can take care of. You don't have to have a previous prescription. We can do it without a previous prescription. Now, you have to think of it like going to a walk-in clinic, though. You don't just walk up and the pharmacist hands it to you over the counter. Of course, we have to do an assessment. We have to ask some questions just to make sure it's appropriate and safe for people, which is, I'm sure, what everyone would want.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, another one. Obviously, hotly, discussed, debated topic. Ozempic, good, bad.
Good if used appropriately.
Okay, yeah.
Like anything, it's really been a game changer for some people. It was meant to be a diabetes medication first, and there are people who struggle with their diabetes endpoints, with their blood sugar control, where Ozempic has been huge and has really brought their blood sugars down to where their targets should be. But it's also been very beneficial for some people for their weight loss journeys. So, I mean, that's wonderful to see where we have more opportunities to help people. The thing I think people always have to keep in mind is that everything you hear about, everything you read about isn't necessarily appropriate for everyone. So there's cases where it makes sense and it's right. There's always risks and benefits to weigh. So there's benefits to the drug that you're wanting, but there can be side effects that certainly we can discuss with people to ensure that it's appropriate for them.
Okay. How about this one? So as our boomers are getting into those later years, and then the Gen X are dealing with which I'm in, dealing with aging parents, I'm seeing a lot more medications, them having to try and remember their medications. Like as we get older, there's more medications. So they're building routine and consistency. Do you have any tips on how to maintain a regular schedule of these medications?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually something that just popped into my mind that I will mention briefly as part of that is we talk about people being on more medications. And I think sometimes the perception is, oh, you're a pharmacist, you want people on medications. And honestly, what I want and what my team wants is more to make people healthy, because that makes people happy. That makes people happy with us. And so we actually will work to try to get people off their medications and make people more healthy if they can. But when it comes to taking medications and ensuring that you're taking them safely and remembering them, and helping with things that are complicated, we have things that we call blister packs or compliance packs. Many people might know about it, some don't though. And just a quick rundown on that, we package it up. There's no extra blister packing fee, but it's like a grid or a little booklet, and it has your 7 days of the week and 4 times breakfast, lunch, supper, bedtime on the top. And the pills for each appropriate time are in a little bubble that all you have to do is poke the hole in the back or pierce it, pop them out for that time. And the benefit to that is really, I believe it helps people to have independence, because it can be a struggle, as you mentioned, to take your medications correctly. It can be a stressor. So it's not taking away independence, it's giving independence, in that you can go to your pack if you have a complicated medication regimen, or you just have a hard time remembering. You go to your pack, you can see the date and the time. Did I take my pills? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. So it really makes it easy for you. But we have other things that we do too, kind of to differentiate the service. We have a refill reminder service where we can call people. We have deliveries, so we can make sure we deliver things out to people on a regular basis. And on a case-by-case basis, we'll do detailed medication reviews either in the pharmacy, or in some cases I'll even go out to people's homes and do a consultation for them if it would be beneficial for them.
Okay, good stuff. Now, just you personally, well informed, obviously run a good shop. What's your background? Where did you come from? Tell us a little bit about you.
Grew up in small towns, so I love the small town feel, which actually, despite Kelowna growing and growing, and tons of growth in Rutland, which is close to us. Rutland almost has a small town feel to me.
Yeah.
It has a reputation, but I love it there. It's welcoming, and people really embrace you, and there's a real feeling of diversity, which I love. But from that, I did go to school at UBC in Vancouver. I was actually majoring in microbiology, and I never planned on pharmacy, kind of planned on medicine, but through a friend ended up in pharmacy one way or another, and it's been a wonderful journey. I always wanted to be involved in medicine and trying to make my community better and make lives better for people. And so I worked in corporate pharmacy for years, and was on various boards, from the Hospice Society to actually being on the board, and 2 years chairing the board of the College of Pharmacists of BC, who I'm just terming out here this month, actually. And
get a bit of your life back?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, my wife might appreciate it actually being done. But so now I have been here in a nice small clinic pharmacy at Rutland Medical Pharmacy for about 3 years, where I'm actually loving going back to being a pharmacist now, and because I really enjoy pharmacy and the level of care that I can provide that I haven't always been able to
What services do you offer that you feel might be particularly beneficial for the community's needs?
Yeah. I think really access to care is the big thing. We talked about prescribing for minor ailments, as
Mm-hmm.
we refer. We have the time to offer these services. So if you come into the pharmacy, you're never going to feel rushed. You're never going to feel like an inconvenience. And that's really where we differentiate ourselves. That's where, again, I'll say it, we're kind of Kelowna and Rutland's best kept secret. And part of the struggle is people have a hard time finding us.
Mm.
Go to our website. There's actually a really great video I've got on there that shows you how to find us from the corner of Hollywood and Highway 33, which is only a block away. But it just comes down to people. I've had a lot of opportunities to work with a particular Indigenous elder, not through the pharmacy, through the college more, and he always talks about everyone having an opportunity to be good medicine. And it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean taking medicine. It means we all out there have an opportunity to be good medicine. And that means making a difference to people in your lives, to everyone you come in contact with. And that's what we do at Rutland Medical Pharmacy.
Okay. How things are changing all the time. New drugs, new uses for drugs. How do you stay on top of everything?
Yeah, it's really important. It's very easy to just go about your job if you're busy. Everybody's busy nowadays. It's easy to go about your job and miss out on education. And so continuous education is key. I think that's important, again, for everyone, no matter what you do. But in the pharmacy and the medical field, it's so important. So I have a really close relationship with the faculty still at UBC. I have a close relationship with the various pharmacy associations, not only in BC and colleges across the country, just through the work I've done outside of the day-to-day pharmacy. And so that fortunately gives me a lot of resources for myself and my team, relationships with drug reps from drug companies. Sometimes it's biased, you have to filter through that, but just keeping on top of that, doing continuous education services, going to conferences when we can, and just making sure we're up to date with all of the changing and emerging things that are coming up in pharmacy.
What about any community partnerships or collaborations that drive some of your success?
Yeah, I love getting out into the community. Sometimes it just seems like this is what we do, so it doesn't seem like anything special, but I have a lot of friends that work for different pharmacy companies, and I realize that not everyone has the time to do it. So I will go out to people's homes. You hear of the old-time doctor doing a home visit, and sometimes as a pharmacist, I will do that if the person needs it. I'm more than happy to. I have relationships with a few independent living, seniors facilities in town that we do regular visits with, whether it be for vaccination clinics or medication reviews, blood pressure clinics, things like that, giving them talks and seminars. And always open to taking on more of those. I enjoy it. It's an aspect of pharmacy that I really like to do.
Wow. So it really comes down to people for you. Is there? I mean, and I guess it's time. It's investing in those people and your patients with time.
It is, to me, the most important thing. The most important. I hate to use the word commodity, but I will use it. The most important commodity and valuable commodity that we have as a pharmacy is our people. So it's important to take care of your people. Now it starts with my team. We have a small team. I really believe in taking care of them and supporting them. And if you take care of them, you can then take care of all of your clients, your patients, whatever word you want to use for them, as opposed to focusing on transactions. It's a business. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't successful financially. But sometimes in the corporate world, all they focus on is the transaction and the numbers. But if you focus on your people and the people that come in, the business will be successful. And that's the approach that I like to take.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you're proud of about Rutland Medical Pharmacy that the average person might not be aware of?
What I've talked about already, ultimately the level of care, the time that we have. And I'm proud to get the feedback that I get. When people come in and tell you how thankful they are for what you do and how thankful they are that for either them or their family members, their elderly friends and family, and just thankful that you've done so much for them and helped them. that feels really good, because sometimes we just feel like this is just what we do each day. It's just our job. But when you get that feedback, it's really rewarding. And certainly the award through Kelowna now for Best of Kelowna, it feels great. Everybody loves recognition.
Yeah, totally. Well, just in a few minutes of talking with you, you can see how and why you ended up in the winner's circle of Best of Kelowna this year. So congratulations to you and your team. And if you are interested in leveling up your service in terms of what you get from your pharmacist, it sounds like you have a number of good reasons why people might reach out to you. So we hope that you'll check it out. Do we have their website that we could maybe just toss up super quick? Your website. This is where you could get somebody can reach out to you, or they can come into the pharmacy as well, obviously. But
absolutely, they can go to contact us. As I mentioned, there's a great video on here that can help you find us. And if all I would say is, if people aren't 100% satisfied with their care, give us a chance. There's no commitments, but it's really easy for a pharmacy. It's really easy for us to transfer your entire file to us, and you can take a chance and see what we have to offer. I'm sure you'll be satisfied.
What does that look like? Do you do the work for that, or do they need to make a request, or how does it?
All a person has to do is authorize it. It would be unethical for us to do that without someone wanting it. So if a person, or if you are the person that cares for your family member, if you think, geez, I'm maybe not getting what we need, just give us a call, pop in, whatever works for you, and tell us that you're interested in that. Talk to us. You can try us out, but we'll take care of it all, so we make it seamless. And that's our goal with everything. I want to be a problem solver and a difference maker for people, for the community, right down to things that you don't even think are our job. I recently helped a gentleman who was struggling with paperwork to get re-registered for his MSP. He wasn't getting coverage, and you think, man, it's so simple, but it's hard for some people. And so we want to be a problem solver, right from your day-to-day pharmacy care to everything that you need.
All right. Steven Hopp, Rutland Medical Pharmacy, one of the best of Kelowna. Thanks for coming in and sharing your story, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much, Jason.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.